Hello, middle school and high school students. As Christmas break is drawing near, I wanted to send out a little bit of a challenge for those of you who like the design ideas or just really like Christmas. As you notice when you're in Google Classroom, each of the Google Classroom pages or classes, as I switch over here, has a header across the top of it. And your teachers can change those out. They can create their own, or they can use some that come from a preset library. So I reached out to some of the teachers in middle school and high school and asked if they'd be willing to swap out their regular headers for a Christmas one for some of the classes just in the next few days, just to add a little bit of fun to some of our online activities. And so the teachers who were willing to do that, I have in a list, and I am throwing out to you a little bit of a challenge to see if you can design a different header for one of your classrooms that is created around the Christmas theme, any idea or style that you would like. So if you want to participate in this, you're not going to have a lot of days. I'm just going to give you about 3 or 4 days to get this completed and back to me. In an email with this video that you're getting, there is a link to a Google form, and in that Google form I'm just going to ask for you to submit your first and last name, and then for you to select which teacher you would like to have swap out their banner or their header for the one that you're creating. So for example, if you're in one of Miss Naples' classes and you would like to see your header on the Google Classroom page for her class, then you want to check this particular radio button or that circle. You can only select one of the teachers, and so if you would like to create more than one banner or header, please create a different Google form for each one of them. So come back in and create another banner or header and select a different teacher. So I'm going to need your name. I'm going to need for you to select which teacher you are submitting this for. And so, you know, if you're doing it for science, you can make it a little Christmas science mixture. If you're doing it for math, you can have a little bit of math or numbers or shapes or something in there with your Christmas design. But we do kind of want it designed around Christmas for that. And then down at the bottom, we don't use this often in our Google Forms, but I need your file. And so please select the banner or header file that you've created and upload it here. And so you'll be able to select that and go find the file that you have created for me. And you can either add it for me in a Google Drive file, a Google Drawings file, or if you want to save it as an image file, as a JPEG or a PNG, you can do that as well. Either way will work for me. What I want to show you, I'm also going to add a link in the email for you, and it's going to be a template. So I've created already in Google Drawings the template for you and given you the dimensions that seem to work pretty well. And so there aren't any hard and fast rules as to what the dimensions should be for that header, but if you use my template and make a copy of it, you're going to have it be 1600 by 400. And so if you're not familiar with what that means, 1600 is 1600 pixels per square inch for the going across, or the length of it, and then 400 is 400 pixels per square inch top to bottom. Not these gray and white boxes, but pixels are the little dots that saturate or make up color within an image. And so that is the dimensions. Those are the dimensions that are most often used. But let me show you a couple of tricks or a little bit of hints about creating that. So this is going to be your header that you're going to create. And again, you can make a copy and start pulling in backgrounds and all that kind of stuff. So for example, here I've made a copy already of it like you would do. And you'd probably want to put your name on it so that I can verify or make sure that I get the right person to the right file. And then if you're not familiar with Google Drawings, you can do a lot of different things with it. If I just do a right click, or for those of you on your Chromebook, do a 2-finger tap on your trackpad or your mouse pad, then you're going to get a background option. If you want to throw a color in on the background, you can do that. Likewise, you can add in some images and some shapes. So you can kind of make your own background with a rectangle if you want to overlay it, or you want to have some cutouts to it or whatever. So you have all those shapes that you can put in on there. You can color in your shapes. You can bring in text boxes and insert images. You can also have some of these lines, rays, different types of lines and such there. So you can get pretty creative with it. You can bring in images if you like from the internet. You can take pictures of different things. Maybe you have really neat decorations at your house and you want to take some pictures and have it look more like a photo than like clip art. And so you may choose whatever you'd like. That's the beauty of it. I can't wait to see what some of you come up with there for your header. Once you have done that, then you're going to want to share that with me. And again, I'll need that file shared through the Google form. So wait to submit your form until you have your file done, because I'm going to need that file. And if you know how to change it, you can do a file, download as, and you can save it as a JPEG, an image for me right away, and grab that one if you'd like. Otherwise, if you submit it as a Google drawing, I'll go ahead and change it over to an image, because an image file is needed in order to put into the Google Classroom. I want to show you though, one thing that I've learned as I've been doing some different headers for my different classes. If you notice, I'm going to jump back to one of my Google Classroom ones. I presented at the Heartland Convention at Dordt this fall, and I created just a little bit of a header there for it to be just a little bit more specific for that particular topic or that particular conference. And if you notice, I just put in just these two little images. These are representative from their website, so I captured those and cropped them in there. I put in their little tagline here in the background. But what you notice here, this Heartland Convention 2017 and then my name for my account, those pieces I actually don't have on the header. But when I name a classroom, just like your teachers name their classroom, that classroom information automatically goes over right here. So you're going to want to be real conscious of this space right here in the middle of your header, because information is going to be there. So you may want to leave that middle portion wide open and decorate around it, or have some kind of design in the background, not words in the background. So if I were to pull these words down to the center, they would have overlapped with what is already on there and automatically in on the Google Classroom. So for example here is actually how I built. This is actually what the header looks like. So you're going to notice this white space here, and so when it went in, then the title went in on top of it, and I had provided that extra white space for it. One other thing you'll notice is I intentionally left some white space at the bottom, because if you notice here, it actually hides down behind the back. So you might ask, why don't you just make the header, your template, a little bit less tall or wide, change the pixels to it? Well, what happens is it is just set to default that way, that it's going to always take that bottom portion and hide it back behind, regardless of the height that you make it. And so what I would encourage you to do is for you to just be real aware that this bottom row space right here is going to be hidden a bit. So if you want a design or a color or whatever, that's completely fine. Just don't try to put anything really important down there, because chances are it's not going to show up. Likewise, as I explained just a minute ago, leave this middle space open so that the title or the name of the class and your teacher's name can go in that spot, because it will automatically appear just because of the way Google Classroom is set up. So have a good time with it. Enjoy the fun of decorating for Christmas. Pull in some various things that you maybe don't have a chance to mess with on a regular basis for an assignment, and then get that into me before the deadline, and then we will look through them and change them out. It'll be kind of like when Google offers the opportunity for people to redesign their logo on their Google homepage. So we're kind of doing that here for SFC to celebrate Christmas and of course Christ's birth. Have a great day.